Thank you so much, Zach, for coming onto the show. Happy to have you here. Um,
Happy to be here.
awesome, yeah, cool. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself. When did you guys start working on it? Also, maybe your background in in NFTs and how the journey started, and how you guys discovered or came together as well. So yeah.
Yeah. I've been in the crypto space for a couple of years now. In the NFT space for a little bit less than that. I started about a year ago, around the same time that Crypto Geisha's launched. So that project is a year old now. We had our 1 year anniversary for that on the 6th.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Congrats.
And the first NFT project I actually got into was Crypto Geisha. So that kind of pushed me into the NFT space, and I learned about many of the other artists that I know now through them. But
Cool.
I was kind of just sitting around one day wondering about these NFT things, and saw
As every one of
and
us, I
saw
guess.
yeah, just sitting there like, oh, this is a lot of money, because I wasn't thinking in ETH.
Yeah.
I finally pulled the trigger on that and bought it, and it kind of whirlwinded me into all the things I'm doing now. But it was pretty soon after I had graduated college. I was a computer science major.
Okay, cool.
I had a computer science degree, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with that because I don't really like coding too much.
Yeah, okay.
Which just happens to be what most of computer science is. But I had a job lined up with the Coast Guard here in the U.S., which is where I'm based on the East Coast.
Cool.
And I was going to be doing database stuff, but I a little bit after collecting Crypto Geisha got into another project called Savage Dogs, and I was helping with them a little bit on the side while I was on vacation over this past summer, and it kind of moved into a direction where I was doing a lot of the community stuff just for fun. I had the time to do it. I hadn't started my new job yet. And closer to when I was going to start my new job, the team that had been building the Savage Droids drop that happened kind of came to me, and Beck, the artist, came to me and said, hey, we kind of want you to stick around a little bit because we have this drop coming up, and we don't know if we want to be doing it without the person that's been doing community. So they offered me a job at Block, which is where I work now.
Yeah, okay. Block.
Yeah.
I've heard Block. What are they doing again?
Block is
IO or
Block.io, yeah.
okay, cool.
They're right now mostly focused on building IP for the metaverse. They've been doing small things here and there. It's a new company, so trying to find identity, but everything we've been doing has been working really well.
Cool.
We of course are behind Super Geisha.
Yeah.
We partnered with her. I'll get into that story in a little bit, but we did Savage Droids, which was my first project and how I got hired. We are also doing Matter right now, which is a platform that empowers artists and has 2 collaborators per drop that work together, and we give you all the tools. It's kind of like art blocks, but you don't need to know how to code. You can kind of do what you want to do, and we'll make the generation happen. And then we have auctions, and it's also a DAO where members can vote on where to put most of those funds, which is about half all the funds. Yeah. And that's actually going to be, the auctions are going to be starting on the 22nd, I believe, of this month.
Okay.
We just announced that date. Back to Super Geisha though. We had been friends with Garen Leisha for a while.
Yeah.
The team behind Super Geisha, and they had been doing things with us. And actually, recently they were one of the collaborators, along with Mendez for the first Matter drop called the Czar. So they had done that with us.
Can we maybe
it went really well.
Yeah. Can we maybe show this one via screen share as well?
Sure. Yeah.
So maybe for all the people who don't know those projects, we can also get some images or the web pages on.
Sure. Do you see my OpenSea?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice,
so this is the collection. Yeah. Deadfellows is also a project I got in pretty early. I think it was my second one. So I'm not paying a ton of money for them. I've just been holding them.
That's super good to get in early.
Yeah. Betty and Syke are great people. I was just talking to Syke earlier. He's nervous about the Dead Friends reveal, but he's also pretty excited. So
yeah. So you know them as well, yeah?
Yeah, I talked to Betty and Betty less than Syke, but I talked to them pretty frequently.
Cool. How have you met them?
I was just in the project early and got talking to Syke, and he knows that I work at Block and I've helped him on a couple things, and he's helped me in a couple things.
Cool.
So, these are some of the Azar pieces. And nice. What these are basically are, Gare did the illustrations for these. I think Leisha helped with some of the palettes. And Mendez did all the background stuff. Okay. So these illustrations were created and then matched with backgrounds and different color palettes, and we ended up having a good bit of illustrations. I don't know if I know the exact number, but it went really well. Everybody loved it, and this isn't a collection really with utility besides the spots you can get for the next collection. But
how many
even
out?
With
700.
We had, for this one specifically, we had an open mint.
Okay.
So there were 3 different times. There was a pre-sale where you had like 3 hours to mint as many as you wanted, and then 2 other public sales where you had an hour to mint as many, and we ended up with $6.99 plus the auction pieces.
Okay.
And the auction pieces are different illustrations than these. But yeah, it went really well. I mean, as you can see, the art kind of trumps the floor price because these don't have utility, of course, but I mean, still, you scroll down once and it's 0.3. These went for 0.1. So it was very important to us to say, hey, this drop specifically is supporting the DAO, it's supporting the artists, and you get this piece of art. Nice. The auction pieces specifically, if you win those, are more of a DAO membership where you can vote, and things like that, and I can show those. Here are the auction pieces.
Okay.
So these would go up once a day for 14 days. Okay. And then afterwards we would have the public sales. But yeah, Gare did the illustrations on these. Some of these might seem a little familiar because of the kaiju, and it's obviously...
True. And also the eyes a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah. This one's my favorite. This was the first one.
Oh yeah,
But
looks nice.
yeah, with the alligator helmet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they worked on this. They did a really good job. Gare is an amazing illustrator. So is Leisha. Leisha's amazing with colors. She did the palettes for the Geisha. That's why Leisha is the reason all of them look so cohesive and so nice.
Yeah.
And Gare does most of the illustrative work. But yeah, after Azar, they were looking to launch their Super Geisha project that they had been working on for months and months to make sure everything was right. And their original team,
can you please go to the Super Geisha website? There we can also see the team, and maybe it might be easier for the listeners to follow along. Yeah, so Gare and Leisha are the founders and artists, right?
Yes.
They have many years of experience from what I've heard, but you know probably better.
Yeah, so Gare is an illustrator and founder, and Leisha also does illustrations and the palettes and all that. She has her own collection called Star Faces.
Yeah.
That I can show in a bit.
Okay.
But Gare has been doing comic book work for a long time. I want to say 20 years, around that.
He said that in the Discord, I guess, as well, yeah. Like 18 years, 20 years, something like this, yeah.
Yeah, something crazy. And it is amazing how fast both of these creators work.
Yeah.
My experience comes from talking to people mostly, and being in groups of people, and being it takes a lot of patience to be a community manager, but it's really rewarding.
True.
Yeah. So that's my experience mostly. And being in this space, I've been part of so many projects.
Yeah. And you said that Super Geisha, or it was one of your first projects, right?
Yeah.
So how have you discovered this project, or was it also through friends, or because you like the art, or?
So discovering Super Geisha when I bought that as my first NFT was really just kind of going through OpenSea and looking around. And when you go in OpenSea, it's really easy to see a lot of not very good art.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to say anything too mean, but most of OpenSea, I think we all know, is kind of just random stuff. And then I came across this. This was the first collection where it was like, oh wow, that art's pretty good. I wonder if there's any left, and there was. They were going for 0.05, I think, which at the time ETH was pretty low, so it wasn't too bad. It was like maybe $120. The ETH wasn't, I wish, but in ETH it was about $120.
Okay.
And I picked one of those up and then followed them on Twitter. I made my own NFT account. I of course have personal accounts. The EtherZack account isn't my personal account.
Okay.
I used that as kind of a way to find other artists through Gare, and Gare and Leisha both kind of led me to Savage Dogs, which gave me this job, and then led me to Mendez and all these other amazing artists.
Cool.
Unstable Keto, a lot of which we are collaborating with now for the founder editions.
And how did you get into the team? By finding out about the project? Did you just engage, and or how did that one go?
So for my first project, it was just engaging. It was just doing a lot of community stuff. It came up in conversation with Beck, the creator of that project, like, hey, do you want to do some more stuff for me? Like, we can find a deal. Part of that deal was I got the #1 dog face in the collection that I still hold. which is pretty cool. And then eventually that led into the job. This one specifically, I was going to help with anyways on the side, away from BlockBlock, because I had been part of the community for so long. I knew a lot about the community. Gare and Leisha both trusted me with it.
Cool.
But once they were unsure if their original team was going to be able to finish on time, and there was a bunch of stuff there, I went to them and said, hey, BlockBlock is kind of busy right now, but I think we might be able to make something work. I'd love to have you guys part of BlockBlock. And conversations kind of went on from there with Kai, one of our co-founders, and another big Crypto Geisha fan. He has a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I think he holds maybe 80 Super Geisha now.
You're talking about Poopy from Doodles?
Poopy does also have a good bit, 75, I think.
Yeah, 75, I guess, yeah.
Poopy's a big fan of Super Geisha. We also have a few other people that I know hold Super Geisha that I can find that list while we're talking, but a bunch of we have a lot of whales in our collection that have been around for a while, that like supporting us. Recently, chain runners have gotten super involved with us. There's a lot of people in their community that really love the Super Geisha. I think the top holder right now is Clown Vamp. I don't know where they came from, but they seem to be a new account that just seems to like Super Geisha. So maybe somebody's alt, who knows.
Interesting. But, I mean, it's kind of cool when you see that kind of conviction from individuals buying so many, right?
Yeah, and it's also really nice seeing a lot of the listings and a lot of the sales going for way above floor price, because it's obvious, like, hey, people see this one that they resonate with, and they want to buy that Geisha. I've also heard a lot of people say, oh, it's addicting to buy these because all of them look so nice, which I'm biased, but I agree with.
Of course. Yeah, I love the colors, to be honest. Those pink, purple, red ones, and they look so soft, pastel-like. If you can say that, pastel,
Yeah, Leisha did an amazing job. I think her work was a big part of why the collection looks so nice, because Gare is an amazing illustrator. So is Geisha, so is Leisha.
Yeah.
But the tying it all together really was important. That's also, if you take Gare and Leisha and put it together, you get Geisha. I don't know if a ton of people noticed that, but we put it we highlighted it a little bit on the side.
Okay, I can, okay, I can see it.
Yeah, our dev team originally was like, are these supposed to be highlighted this way, or should we fix that?
Okay.
I can go into Mint a little bit.
Yeah, please.
When we when BlockBlock picked them up, we became equal partners. So they'll be part of BlockBlock for a while to come, and BlockBlock will support them. And Kai and I specifically have a very strong conviction for the project.
So the project launched via BlockBlock, the ecosystem, or kind of the as you said, like art blocks, right? Which is also kind of a how would you describe it? A launch platform, maybe, or
So Matter is a separate project that does that, and they did Azar through that. This specifically is just part. It maybe in some ways relates to Savage Droids that we also launched. We kind of we did all of the back end coding. we built the website. With me, we did the community, and they just needed to worry about the art, you know. So then with Savage Droids, we ended up having just the development work done, and now that that's almost over, it's going to just go back to Beck, and Beck will carry it in whichever direction he wants to go. With this specifically, with Super Geisha, Block is an equal partner, so we're going to be staying with it for a longer period of time.
Can we also talk about the mint date and how everything went, and the mint price, and was it a direct reveal?
So we minted for, originally it was going to be less, but we opted for 0.07 because ETH was pretty down at the time, and we thought 0.07 was low. We didn't want to go for anything too high. We don't like 0.1 and above. It seems a little much.
True.
And we had 6,776 in the collection. So a really important thing to Gare and Leisha and to me and the team was that we reward these early holders because they had been so involved in the project for over a year, or almost a year at that point. So for every crypto geisha you held, and I'll go to that. These are some of the crypto geisha. There were 10 clans of these, and you could collect whole clans, and there were rewards for that and things.
Nice.
And still now, if you complete some of these, I think there's 6 left. If you complete some of these clans, like if you were to get everything on this screen, you would get a founder geisha that's separate from the 10 collab founders. But but for every one of these you held, you received a free, or you could mint a free Super Geisha. So for my collection, I have 20 of them from when I was collecting with them, and so I was able to get 20 free Super Geisha. There were some that had 50 crypto geisha, and they were able to get 50 free ones, but we allocated about 1,000. So our collection really, we only sold 5,700, and the rest were given away. But that was a pretty important piece, and we're going to continue doing things like that in the future for holders. Because Gare and Leisha, above all else, put the community, which is they're just great people. But
cool. I love the art, how it's moving and change. It's really nice.
The animations. Really cool. But the Super Geisha launch went really well. We did that free mint, and then we moved into a pre-sale, which was open. We had an open list that you could sign up for. It lasted about a day. We thought it was going to last longer. And then the rest of the pre-sale spots we gave out to communities to give away however they wanted. And then the second day we had that pre-sale, and then the third day we had our public sale, which had about 4,300 that we could sell, and it sold out in about 40 seconds. So it was crazy. Leisha and Gare were shell-shocked for about a day and didn't know how to talk for a bit, because they really thought it was going to take a little bit longer. They were still worried it wasn't going to sell out. But,
I think it's every founder's worry, kind of, right? When you're creating, building, and preparing all those art pieces, then it's you want to sell your stuff, obviously, and would love to that the public or everyone likes them and wants to get them, and it's exactly what happened, which is cool. And I can
I can show some of these Super Geisha pieces.
Yes, please.
So,
and maybe
Super Geisha.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Super Geisha has, I think, 143 traits. There were originally a little bit less, but Gare was nervous towards the end and just made 10 in the last day somehow. I swear they're magic over there, but each geisha I think looks super unique. I love all of these are all mine. I think there might be a couple in there that I just saved because I really liked them.
Yeah.
But the geisha are all
right now we can see the cryptogeishas.com webpage, right?
That what?
Were you showing something different or no? Because right now we see the Crypto Geishas webpage. Or were you talking about something else?
Do you? Oh yes. Let me let me switch.
Yeah, no worries. Too many screens.
Too many screens.
All
right, so
you seem to have 3 because you look to left and right?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, so these are some of the Super Geisha. And I don't know, they look so cool. We have some references in here, like the Kill Bill jacket. We have this is from Akira.
Looks like a little bit of a brain, right?
Yeah. We have some other things from other projects, like see if I can find one of these. We have the Toad from Cryptoads. We have the
is this number 83? Is it from this? Is it from Fangang 83? I think they also have like I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think the only ones we have are CCO projects. So we have Nouns glasses. I know we have Nouns glasses, and
true.
we have. But we got the blessing from both of those creators to do that. But yeah, some of these just really pop out. It's really hard to look at the OpenSea page and say, oh, that one doesn't look good. You know, it's most of them are just so cool. Though it was really important to have all of the collection look like something you'd want to have.
Yeah.
But recently we have been doing these founder reveals, and what that is if you have a Super Geisha or a Crypto Geisha, you will be able to win one of these raffles. It'll likely be ID or token ID based on Chainlink, so it'll be verifiable, and we'll go in and we'll pick one, and you can't win twice, but you can get one of these founders. This was the first one that we revealed. This is by Unstable Keto.
Nice.
And the reception of this was great.
Wow.
We were really excited. Keto was excited. They're an amazing artist. They have a bunch of one-of-one pieces. But the second one is by the creator of Smoochies, Andres.
Funny lips.
Yeah. It's most of these are references to their other collections. And they have their Smoochies collection that has done really well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, the details on it are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If you zoom in. But
so
yeah,
cool.
they're doing an amazing job, and it's the artists that we're working with are just so great, and we're so thankful that they wanted to do this with us. This is by Mendez. This was the
nice
other artist that was part of that Azar Genesis drop.
Cool. Great.
The one that we are putting out today, if you'd like to see, is by Nook. You might know Nook from working with Deadfellows. He's worked with Deadfellows a good bit.
Oh yeah, what did he do for them?
He did a lot of fan art at first, and then Betty to do some illustrations. You can see in Betty's header.
Oh yeah, this banner, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And there were a couple other pieces that were done for some events that they did. Yeah. But yeah, this has been Betty's header forever.
True.
And yeah, this is the piece.
Yeah, it looks nice as well.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks amazing for sure.
So this is gonna go out probably in a couple hours from now.
Okay.
And then this is the 4th one, so we still have 6 more of these to announce, if you can believe that.
Wow.
And then afterwards we have the founders that Gare created for the people that completed clans in the original collection.
Okay. And those one-on-ones and artist collaborations, are they gonna be auctioned or dropped to holders? How does it work again?
These are all going to be dropped to holders.
Okay.
The 10 that Gare is creating are going to be given to the ones that completed clans collection, of course. And then these 10, the collaborations, are going to be free and raffled off. We of course could have auctioned these and probably gotten a big chunk of ETH for each one, but again, it's important to kind of show the community, hey, we care, we're going to be here a while. Give these out.
Looks really cool. Love it.
These will be raffled off, and we'll have more information on the raffle. I can tell you that it will probably be ID based. I don't know if we've announced that yet. It'll be token ID based, and we originally had a 5 minimum to kind of we had it there originally, like we maybe don't want bots to get this. We don't.
Yeah.
But we cut that because it did kind of leave out a good bit of people.
Yeah.
So now it'll just be the more geisha that you have, the more likely you will be to win, because it'll be that token ID based system.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So of course whales will have a bigger chance, but if you only hold 3 geisha, it's not like your odds are impossible.
Yeah.
But this will be going out. I can maybe talk about who the next artist is.
Oh yeah, please, let's do that. Exciting.
So after Nook, I think we will probably be dropping either Waxbones, who has done a collaboration with us before and is currently working on Matter, or Leisha actually did her own piece.
It's Dr. Waxbones, right? Maybe we can show it on Twitter as well.
Yeah. So here is. Here is Waxbones.
Has Waxbones a NFT collection or just his or her on ones? Waxbones.
They do a lot of stuff on. He does a lot of stuff on Known Origin, and he has a few things on OpenSea as well. But here's some of.
Cool. Kind of
creatures that he put out.
Yeah, nice.
I love this piece.
Yeah, looks like tattoo art sometimes, right? The art. Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of describes it as I might be misremembering, but he kind of describes it as a mix of that and like old 1930s animation, stuff like that. has a few things on Rarible that might be.
Oops.
Oops. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he has a few things on Rarible. If you want to go look at those.
Yeah.
He's just at Waxbuns on Twitter, but
Okay.
that will be in a couple days. The way we're setting this up that people haven't noticed yet is we will have a reveal, and then we will have an artist tease it, and then we'll have a reveal. So every other day we have reveals for these. So we should be done by the end of the month, and then we're thinking about maybe just batch revealing all of the current founders for the completed collections that Gare's made, and then sending those out instead of revealing them one at a time.
Okay.
And then we'll keep these 6 that haven't been claimed yet unrevealed until the collections are complete.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, we have. Oh, by the way, Gare works so quickly. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter.
I haven't seen it, no. More than okay.
So yeah, so we haven't been verified yet on OpenSea. It's kind of a thing. We're verified on everything but OpenSea.
Yeah, OpenSea is sometimes super slow and irrational, right?
Yeah. And I'm sure they're doing their best over there, but it is, it's kind of frustrating sometimes. But Gare made this, and I think colored it in under an hour. He did the whole illustration in half an hour.
Wow.
Because I said, hey, this might be a cool thing to put on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's why we're able to get illustrations like this out for things. I can show you again on Twitter. We had this sold out image
nice.
that we created.
I think I've seen this one. Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah. Gare originally was worried about even making this because he didn't know if it was going to sell out. But I said, hey, this would be a cool thing to have, just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mind of Gare and Leisha, just they work so well together, and something like this, he probably thought up in a few minutes, this whole interaction, the Geisha poking the kaiju and did all that pretty quickly.
So nice. Can we also talk about what you have planned and how it's gonna evolve, and maybe kind of use the word roadmap, because I think you have it on the website as well, right? The roadmap and
so we have a little roadmap. We do like leaning into the roadmap is the artists, the art, the world, the story that we're building. But we do have a little short-term roadmap that I can bring up real quick.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
There it is.
Okay,
so we had our launch, and then as I discussed, we have the raffles. Coming up, we're going to have an art contest.
Yeah.
Also inspired by the Dead Fellows art contest. We're going to have prizes for that.
Cool.
Really excited for that because it's going to be, we're going to ask for art from the world. We'll have more lore by then. Speaking of lore, we also do lore drops once a week, 2 times a week that I write up, and that's going to be for each asset. So we've done the octopus, we've done the backpack cat, and we've done the toad so far, and we're going to have more of those.
Nice.
But that's going to be illustrations of the world and these characters, and that's going to be really exciting to see.
For sure.
And then we're also going to have a header builder where Gare is completely redrawing all of these assets, and you're going to be able to go claim a header and a couple other cool things for whatever geisha you own.
Oh, cool.
So you'll be able to, if you owned this geisha in this fight scene, you would be able to claim something like this, and you'd be able to use it as a header, some other things if you wanted. If I had maybe this geisha, this would be in the fight scene instead.
Oh, nice.
With all these assets, yeah. So you'll be able to have your geisha in these scenes.
Cool.
And it's
gonna be a custom
really cool.
custom banner depending on the geisha you own, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be custom depending on the geisha you own. So
cool.
we are pretty excited about that. And that's going to be another thing that holders are going to be able to get. And then we're also going to have merch coming at the end of Q2, hopefully. This is all going to be within the first 2 quarters. There's going to be little things sprinkled in.
Of course.
In there, of course, as we go, and maybe we have partnerships on the side and collaborations and stuff like that. But this is really what we're looking at for now.
That's cool.
And then we have other things down the line that we can't talk about yet. But
okay.
You can imagine that coming from a couple of comic book artists that at some point it'll go into that. It also really lends itself well to stuff like that. Okay. So with how the geishas are drawn and
yeah, it makes sense. It looks like kind of like a comic book, right? I love the art. It's directly, you can really see it. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if we saw a comic or something like that coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's of course not in this roadmap, but don't be surprised if something similar to that comes out.
Cool.
Down the line. Leisha and Gare are very excited about the world that they're building. Right now, besides the lore that we've announced on our Discord, the story is just the geisha gets sucked out of their homeland, the geisha land, and get placed into a city on Earth. And it kind of just goes wild from there. So there's a lot of things that I think holders and even just fans that aren't holding will be excited about coming forward, because there's a lot that we can tell with this story. A lot of fun adventures.
Awesome, so cool. I mean, I'm in the Discord following you guys on Twitter, and I really like the project. So cool.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to add and maybe talk about? We talked about the roadmap, we talked about the art, how you guys started everything, and
I guess the only other things I would say is, of course, again, the founders are going to keep coming out. That's going to be the rest of this month. The lore is going to continue coming out. We have our custom illustrations for each of those. We have our short-term roadmap. I believe we just also got verified on LooksRare and on Nifty Gateway.
Yeah, cool.
That was a really cool thing. Both Nifty Gateway and Rarity Tools got in touch with us very quickly, and we had both of those up and running within the first 2 days of launch, which was pretty cool. That usually doesn't happen.
Wow.
But we also just implemented a new game in the Discord. So if you're a holder for any pre-sale spots that we get from other collections, you can go into the Discord and play these games where
cool.
You can type a command and you either get a funny losing message or you get a fun winning message. I don't know if you played that yet.
Yeah, I know it's from Deadfellas. They always do it.
Yeah, this is our own. Deadfellas uses the music spot.
Okay.
And that is definitely where I got the inspiration from. I asked Psych a couple questions on it.
Okay.
But this is our own custom bot that we worked with a couple of my friends on. So this is all automatic. We can change a lot of the settings that you can't do in V6. So,
is it
and
currently?
We're going to be using this forward.
Are you gonna be using it when there's something coming up? Like, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we have another. Yeah, we have another raffle actually using this bot today for another project. So that'll be coming out probably in a few hours.
As an announcement, yeah, or.
Yeah, it'll be an announcement. It's a Tezos project.
Okay, cool.
So bring your Tezos wallet.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much, Zach, for your time. It was amazing talking to you and learning more about yourself and about the project. Really enjoyed talking to you. It was very easygoing, and I'm excited to see where it's going. I'm excited to see the other artist collaborations, and yeah, to hang out with you guys in the Discord and on Twitter.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a great talk.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.